Hello everyone, I'm Tracy Derwin, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the basics. I got a comment saying that there's a lot of new viewers, a new audience in Canada now with all those fires going on there, and some people didn't understand some of the aftermath photos I was showing. So I'm going to actually show some new images and new footage. So if you've seen my old stuff, a lot of this will be new. And I'm just going to go over the basics about the damage to the automobiles and to the footprints and kind of explain why it's unusual nowadays. Okay, so this is I would say the unusual footprints that we're seeing nowadays, especially with the trees still standing and the homes and properties leveled and they're turned into this white ash. Typically, stone and concrete does not turn into a white powder, but that is what we're seeing nowadays. Also, the trees, the pines are highly flammable. So typically you would normally see the trees gone and the homes less damaged. Here's the car that I showed in the previous video. I pointed out that the door handles and the license plate are completely gone. Normally they might be gone, but you would see it on the ground, either something melted or something on the ground that shows that it fell off and went onto the ground. But here it doesn't seem like there is really much left of those two things. Notably, the background here, these are steel beams that are all warped and twisted. And I'll show you the clip. You'll explain why steel is not typically affected this way with a normal fire. Okay, so I'm going to also link this person's videos in the description. His channel is Lookout for Charlie, and he's very hard to find. I actually couldn't find his videos. Someone had to send them to me, which is unusual because we cover a lot of the same topics with the fires. Okay, and he's going to be talking about the Malibu fires, the Palisades and Malibu fires here.
We are far, far beyond that now. These cars are missing wheels. They are missing the engine. They're missing the transmission. They're missing the axles. And now they're even missing the hood and the body panels. There is something up with that. 99.5% of cars have a common material that all body panels are made out of: steel. Steel is not aluminum or alloy. Steel is steel, sheet steel. Whatever gauge it is, it's sheet steel. Steel with a high melting point. Have you ever held a car axle? It is like holding a solid rod of steel. Do you know what's in a transmission? Have you ever cracked open a transmission? It's full of gears, much like a clock, a lot like a clock. And what is the most common material for transmission gears? Steel. Steel transmission gears, right? Hoods, fenders, car doors, all of that, full on sheet steel. So like this truck here, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like half in the street or in a parking lot here, whatever, but there's nothing around it. And it's completely burned out, and you're going to see this over and over. The hood is completely and totally vaporized. Sheet steel is completely and totally vaporized. Now the headlights are gone and the grill, okay, that's plastic. Most of that is plastic now. Get it. But the hood being gone is insanity. And this isn't one anomaly. This happens over and over. You're going to see some crazy shit. Let's go through this video here. So this guy is the, and that's kind of, he pulls the base, even though we have to use common sense here. It's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. There aren't fires around this blasting like it's in a furnace. This burned by itself. And you're going to see this over and over.
Look at that.
Now, check this out. The ATM is all burned and melted out. But look at that. Look at the ATM. Now, look at that. It looks more like The electronics heated up to the point of melting everything.
See inside there's ash.
So this store survived.
All right, and that electrical, that the ATM, we saw things like that in Lahaina where electrical areas were melted and burned out, but then the things around it were not. So that's indicative of some sort of electrical fire that was being conducted through the internal wiring and things like that. And that's typically not what you would see with a combustible fire. Now, I'm going to play this next clip. I don't know if I mentioned Look Out for Charlie is a metallurgist, and he's very knowledgeable about cars, you know, what they're made out of, the different makes and models. And you can listen to his full videos and he'll explain that. I think his father and him were in the automobile business. He explains that as well. His dad worked for a automobile manufacturer some time ago, and he was also a welder and a metallurgist. Okay, now I'm going to just show this these clips from Oakland 91. So this is an example of normal or more like combustible fires, and this was again in Oakland, California in 91.
Here and here, the paint is still intact. It's burned in the back. The wheels are still intact, even has the gold on them. They're trying to sell you non-reality and trying to normalize something that isn't reality. And anybody that goes along with this is a coward, or they are part of the problem. Here's another one. If you look at it, the wheels are intact. The hood is intact. You can see the hood. It is totally different. Let's go to another one. 1991. This car is burned out. Same kind of thing. The wheels are intact. Not at all like these modern fires at all. Here's another one. The wheels are intact. You can see the steel belts that were in the tires still there. It's not at all like these fires. So how come I haven't seen a car from 1991 with melted anything? Not one. Because it didn't happen before. Let's look at this car back here. The plastic's melted. The glass is still intact there, in there, in there. The wheels are still there. It is totally normal. Here are 3 cars, all suffering the exact same thing. Here are a bunch of cars, 1991. The wheels are still there. No melted hood, no melted wheels. Here's another one, 1991. The wheels are still there. Nothing's melted. Even that one that got it worse still has the wheels on it. So what is going on? Here's another one, totally burned out. The wheels are still there. What's up? Here are more cars from 1991 that look like they flipped trying to get around something. And if you look closely, those are aluminum wheels, and they are not melted. In fact, you are not going to show me where any type of metal, aluminum, steel, anything melted in 1991. Now we see shit like this, or we see just the hood of the car being attacked. Under the hood, the engine block, that area. Engine blocks melting, just rolling down, melted metal, like you're in a foundry. Oh, you just don't understand firestorms, man.
All right, and that last shot was from Lahaina. And in one of those 91 cars, you can even see the gas cap is there. And nowadays we see that the gas cap is almost always gone. So I wanted to just provide some basics because I haven't really discussed this for some time. And, you know, when we're doing so many fire videos, we don't always take the time to explain what we're seeing and why it's so unusual. But I hope this helps you guys out. This was just a very brief overview. So for those of you in areas that are on fire and you get footage or images, these are some good things to look for, especially when there is an item where there's not a lot of fuel around it, like there's not a lot of dry brush, there's not a fuel source. So when a car is like in the middle of on the road or in a parking lot, they're saying the embers are gonna fall on the hood or something, and that's how it burns. It's very unusual. And in the Palisades, many cars that survived were rag tops. And I'll link the video where he shows that. Many cars are rag tops. So normally the rag top would burn right away, especially if steel cars are being melted and burned. So, these are the things that we want to pay attention to. Something else, the first shot that I showed where he was talking about that truck in Malibu, the filter, there's a pretty obvious filter on that. And often when you see mainstream footage, you'll see that there's a filter put on there. I think it's to disguise or hide things that they don't want us to see. So that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.